Namaskar to all of you, my dear students, and welcome to you on online class on 16th day. So, from beginning till 15th day, you learned about some rules, some information, some knowledge related with the grammar. And today, on 16th day, now here I am about to start syntax and syntax that is very, very important from the viewpoint of your creative knowledge, because from your book only 15 marks questions are asked. That is also from syntax, but on syntax and syntax both including near about 40 marks questions are asked to you. But the most important thing from the related with the syntax and unsyntax is how to answer, because generally you have the capacity, you have the knowledge, you bear the knowledge, but while giving the answer, your answer though is correct, but from the viewpoint of grammar it is found absolutely wrong. So here I will provide you some tips, some techniques, some methods that how you can reach to the right answer and how you can answer to the given questions appropriately. So syntax and unsyntax, that may be of syntax 15 marks, unsyntax that is of 25 or sometimes 20 or maybe the 30 also. But including syntax and unsyntax, the questions will be asked totally of 40 marks. Within 40 marks, there may be antonym, similarly true, false, fill in the blanks, keep in orders, but from each test, including only the questions, answer the following questions will be near about 20 or 22 marks. And here the tips that I am about to give you, that how to answer, I hope that you will take it very seriously, because it is the base that how you can give answer to the questions in a proper way. For example, just to watch only before giving you some tips. Here is a question. Suppose, what did she buy yesterday? What did she buy yesterday? What means ke? Buy means kinu, she means uni, yesterday means hijo. I mean to say, uni hijo ke kine. Je kine pani whatever she bought, that is not our problem. But the main problem is what, that how to answer appropriately to these questions. Normally what means K means any questions that is asked with you, what, that means it needs thing. Your thing is the answer of what? But while giving the answer, not only the answer should be correct, but the given tense aspects also should be correct, should reach to the right answer according to the questions. For example, you see, what did she buy yesterday? In these questions, when you are about to answer, at first you have to bring the subject, and the subject in the given question is she. After that you watch, there is a did. Did means that is before she. It means did Y came in your questions. Of course, there might have been verb to in the sentence. So here you have to convert the given verb into verb to. So first subject, and after that V2 of buy is bought, she bought, and after that the answer given WH. So what did she buy? Of course she might have bought some goods, some things. So maybe the that she bought a cream, and then after that if anything left in your sentence, that should be written as it is and full stop at last. She bought a cream yesterday. So when you watch this sentence here, your answer is not only correct, but the tense of given sentence is also correct. So here with the help of tips, I will provide you some information, some knowledge that how you can answer to any questions in a clear way. So how to answer means prashna ka uttar kasari dine. That is related from the syntax or unsyntax. And the question that is asked with you either in your class or from the syntax or unsyntax, or while talking with your friends, seniors, juniors, wherever you are found to talk or to answer at the time, the questions are asked in two ways. The first way of asking question is started from helping verb. The first way to ask the questions with the help of helping verb. That is called interrogative or into or yes no questions also. And second way to ask the question is started from WH. This is the two way to ask the questions. Any questions which are created from the text, from the passage, that will be related either with the helping verb or with the WH. So this is two way to ask the question. But here I will expand it that how you can answer to those questions. So first of all, any questions that is found starting with the help of WH. At that time, you need a table, you need, or you can say that the very special background to answer it. So that I am here writing, you watch it, and after that, I am sure that of course it will encourage you. So the WH question means you don't think that WH means those questions where WH is found. Sometimes without WH also some questions are created. So what are those WH I am writing and you just watch? What, where, whom, which, whose, what, where, whom, which, whose, when, how, why, and one thing you remember, except who. Because these rules will not be implemented when the question is asked with the who. So except who, what, where, whom, which, whose, when, how, who, how long, how far, how much, how many, how old, and there may be likewise how wide also. So these are the WH. The meaning of this WH is what means scale, where means kaha, whom means kaslai. This is the meaning of the given WH, or in Nepali, which means kun, which means kasko, when means kahile, how means kasari, why means kina, how long means katilamu, likewise how far means katitana, how much means kati dhere, how many means also kati dhere, how old means kati barsa. So these are the WH and the meaning of the WH in Nepali. These are, and what may be the answer of this WH when it is asked with you. So any questions that is asked with you with what it means, the answer will be thing. If from where, they need the place name. Likewise, if any questions asked from whom, that means kaslai, then it needs a person as an object. Similarly, which thing, whose relation, when, that means it needs time, how means where or means, why means it needs region, how long means length, how far means distance, how much means quantity. Similarly, how many means also quantity, how old means age. So now we listen. When the questions are asked with you WH, except who, these are the WH, what, where, whom, which, whose, when, how, why, how long, how far, how much, how many, how old. There may be sometimes how wide also. So these are the meaning of the given WH, And whenever the questions are asked from the WS, then at first you have to reach to the conclusion that what may be the exact answer of the given WH. So when the questions are asked with the what means K, it means of course it needs thing. Similarly, if the question is asked with you with where from the text, then it means it needs place name. Of course place name it needs. Similarly, when the question is asked with whom, it means it is sure that it needs a person that should be as object. Similarly, if the question is asked with which, then it means it needs also the thing. Any question that is asked with you whose, at that times you be sure that it needs a relation. When question is asked with you when, that means it needs the time. Likewise, if the question is asked with you how, that means it needs the way or means, I means tarika was sadhan. Similarly, if the question is asked with you why, then why means kina means it needs a reason. So in answer, you need to write the reason. Similarly, if the question is asked with you how long, that means it needs the length. Likewise, if how far, that the distance, what the distance between one place to another. Similarly, here is two questions, WH, how much, how many. Kati deri, and I have written quantity for both. So of course you will get little bit confusion here that sir, for both how much and how many we need the quantity to answer. Then what the difference, how we judge that which quantity we need. So be clear that if the question is asked with the how much, it is sure it needs the quantity but uncountable quantity. But if with how many, then it needs to answer quantity but countable should be there. And if with how old the question is asked, it needs the age. So this is the WH, meaning of WH, and the answer of this WH from the text or from the books or from the person with whom you are talking, with your friends, whatever. This is the only WH, meaning and answer. Now how the WH is made and how you can answer to it. So when the WH formation you watch, I'm sure you can be clear that how you answer from the text. So the formation of WH you see. At first, WH is found. After that, there may be helping verb. If not helping verb, then there may be do or does or did. After that, there will be subject. After subject, there may be either V1 or V3 or V4. There may be something at last or not, and question mark finally. This is the way how the WH is made. And this is your question. In this way the question is made to ask with you from the text. And this is the question. And now you are about to answer. So while giving the answer, when the question is from WH, at first you bring the subject as it is. What the subject is? I mean, if the subject is noun, as it is you bring. If there is a pronoun, then the pronoun you may bring at first, but sometimes there may be second person pronoun, you. So whenever you find you here, then that depends on you. If you are isolatedly single person, then in subject you have to write I. If in group, then you need to write we. But leave that one, that we discuss later. At first, while giving the answer, you bring the subject as it is. In answer, for subject, after that, if there is a helping verb, then as it is you write helping verb. If no helping verb, then there may be do. If there is a do, then write verb 1. If there is a does, then write verb 5. Similarly, if there is a did, then write verb 2. After that, if V3 or V4 is left there, then you write as it is. You might have been getting confusion here, sir. Here is a helping verb, verb 1, verb 5, verb 2, and verb 3, verb 4. How we can reach to the decision? How can we be clear that which one we need to insert? That I will show you with the help of example. You be clear that altogether V1, V5, V2, V3, V4 never comes. Any one of them, either verb 1 or verb 5 or verb 2 or verb 3 or verb 4 may be there, but among them all will never be asked. After that, the answer of WH. After that, if there is something, then you write as it is. If nothing, then full stop at last. This is the answer that is asked with you. Now you watch how to answer as I told you. First, the formation of WH, how the WH structure is made. Once again, you listen. At first, you may see WH. After that, there may be helping verb, or maybe do, or does, or did. After that, there will be subject. After subject, there will be verb 1, or verb 3, or verb 4. There may be something in the same question or not, and question mark at last you find. And then, when you are about to answer, then you bring the given subject as it is. After that, if there is helping verb, I mean is a mark, was where whatever there is as it is, you write. If no helping verb, then of course there will be either do, or does, or did. But between these two four, anyone of course will be there. So helping verb as it is, no helping verb, then you bring do. Sorry, if there is do, then write verb 1. If there is a does, then you write verb 5. If there is a did, then V2. After that, if V3 or V4 is left there, write as it is. If not, then no matter. After that, the answer of WH, and then left part of the same from the question. If there is, write at last as it is, and full stop at last. This is the structure, and now let me show you this structure in example. Watch here one question. Where is she coming from? This is the question. Where is she coming from? Before giving the answer, you be clear which WH is here and what may be the appropriate answer of the given WH. So the given WH is where. Where means kaha. Kaha means it needs the place, name in the given question. And the way to answer is, at first, as I told you, bring the subject as it is. So your subject is she. After that you what? Is there any helping verb or not? So of course you will say, yes sir, there is helping verb is. So after she is, and then as I told in the rule, first subject and then given helping verb, and after that you watch there, is there V3 or V4 left or not in your question? So of course coming, that is the verb 4. So after is you write verb 4 as it is. She is coming from. And then now you need the answer of given WH. So the answer of given WH, where means it need the place name, any one place name. You write she is coming from Bhairahama, Gutwal, meaning etc. Whatever you like. Similarly, you watch in another example. I am sure that you are getting clear, and you will be more clear with the somewhat extra example. Another question is, when will the exam be taken? When will the exam be taken? Here is WH. When means kahile means it needs the time. So you bring at first the subject. The subject is the exam. After that, which helping verb is here? As you see, will. The exam will, and then there is a B1 and verb 3 both. I mean B is taken as a verb 1, no matter. The exam will be taken. After that, the answer of given WH. So here is a word. WH. When means kahile means you need the time. So the exam will be taken either tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, or you may write one date also. The exam will be taken tomorrow. In this way, in the topic how to answer, the question is asked with you in two ways, either from helping verb or from the WH. And today, here related to WH, I wrote you all WH except who. The meaning also I wrote, and what is the answer of that WH, and how the WH is made. As you are watching, WH, helping verb or do, does, did. And then subject either may be verb 1 or verb 3 or verb 4. And then there may be some part of sentence or not and question mark. At last, while giving the answer, the pattern of the answer is subject as it is, and then helping verb if there is as it is, right. If no helping verb there may be do, then verb 1, does, then verb 5, did, then verb 2. After that B3 or B4 is left, then you write. If not left, then the answer of given WH and some part of sentence there is right. If no, then full stop give at last. And two example also I showed you. And why I told you except who? So any question that is asked with the who, then this is the very easy one. If the questions are asked with you who, then who remove and write only subject and rest sentence as it is you can write. For example, who is your English teacher? Who is your Nepali teacher? Who teaches you social? So these are the questions that is asked with the help of who. So who teaches you English? Who teaches you Nepali? Then who remove and write one subject. Ram teaches English, Hari teaches English, Sita teaches English. Then sentence will be absolutely correct. Finally, before departing on the 16th day, one example related to the second person as I told you. Where do you come from? So here is WH. Where, and second person here in the form of subject. So as I told you, if there is a second person is you. Then if you are isolatedly one person, then you can write as a subject I. If in group, then you should write here we. But here where do you live is related with one person. So here as a subject you may write I, and after that here is a no helping verb do. Do means you need to write here verb 1. So the verb 1 is where do you come from, not where do you live. Where do you come from? So your subject means here in the question you, second person. So I have written here subject being alone I, and then in the question after WH there is a do. Then the verb 1 of come is come, and after that from, and then you need the place name. So where do you come from? I come from Butuwa. So this is the way to answer when the questions are asked with you WH. In this way, I hope the tips that I taught you here, that I gave you here, of course, will support you to reach to the right answer, and the left part of this chapter, how to answer, will be resumed on 17th day online class. Thank you very much.